Hey guys, Reginald Duck here, back today with another deck profile. So for today I've got Witchcrafter Eldlich. Took a lot of time building this deck, so I tried playing a DPE variant and it just did not work. But hopefully this will be a really good list for you guys. I've been playing it a lot myself, I do really like it, so let's get into it. So for the Witchcrafter boss monsters, first of all I've got the one Madame Vere. So it has two effects where you can discard a spell card to to negate all face-up monsters your opponent controls, and then it can reveal different Witchcrafter spells in hand to during the damage step to increase this card's attack and defense by the amount revealed by 1,000. So basically, it can go up quite quickly. So just the one copy because you can special summon it from the deck quite easily. Got one copy of Witchcrafter Hane, which is personally my favourite. So it prevents your opponent from targeting spellcaster monsters except this card, which comes up occasionally. But then the main effect is you can quick effect discard a spell to destroy a face-up card on the field. So it's a really good sort of interruption. Again, you can just special it from the deck on your first turn, so really good. One Golem. It's sort of like a hand trap. When they would target your spellcaster monster for an attack or with a card effect, you can special summon this card and then basically bounce their card or bounce a Witchcrafter spell in your grave. So it's really good. I tend to bounce their cards because your Witchcrafter cards come back anyway, but I mean, it is there if you need it. Also, with it being 28, it's just massive, so that's another reason to play it. So that's it for the boss monsters. Got 3 copies of Witchcrafter Schmetter, I think that's how you pronounce it. This is the good one, basically. So all the low level Witchcrafters have the same effect. When they're on the field, you can tribute them and discard a spell from hand, summon a Witchcrafter monster from deck. So you tend to go for your big ones that I've just shown. And then they all have different effects in graveyard. So this one, you can banish it to send a Witchcrafter spell to the graveyard from your deck. So it foolishes anything. Sorry, I believe is it a Witchcrafter spell? No, it's a Witchcrafter card, sorry, so it's even better than I thought. So you can actually get all the other effects you need as well. So really, really good. 3 copies of Jenny. I do like this one. So basically, you can banish it. So same again, tribute itself, discard a card to someone from deck, and then you can banish it and a Witchcrafter spell to copy that spell's effect. So since they're all hard ones per turn, like creation for example, you could actually resolve 2 creations because you'd use the Jenny effect to copy creation to get another search. So really, really cool. Also, with it being level 1, you can make Linkariba or Relinquished Anima. 2 copies of Witchcrafter Pitore. Again, it's the same tribute, summon from deck effect. This one, banish it from grave, draw a card, and then discard a Witchcrafter. If you don't have a Witchcrafter, discard your hand. So it is just a generic draw card, but I mean, you're going to discard your hand unless you're playing Witchcrafters. Again, really good. And then you've got the one Magician's Souls. I feel with Illusion of Chaos you don't really need to play more than one. The odds of you drawing them both are very, very slim. So just the one Souls, because all your spells recur themselves, you might as well discard them, get them back anyway. You're just drawing 2 cards for free. Also it is an extender if you need to try and link off as well. 1 copy of Illusion of Chaos. Again, just the one. You reveal it, put it back in deck, and then search out Souls, send Illusion of Chaos. So it's pretty self-explanatory, you only need the one. And then onto the 2 Eldlich monsters. 2 copies of Golden Lord. This card is insane. Has really good synergy with all the spell cards in the deck, because you can send it and a spell card, well, anything really from hand, spell or trap, to send it to the graveyard to target a card in your opponent's field, send that to the grave. Then also in the same turn you can send a back row you control, spell or trap, to return it to the hand, then summon a zombie and it gains 1,500 and can't be destroyed. So you summon itself again basically. So really, really good. I think the Eldlich stuff has a great synergy with the deck. Onto the spells. We have 3 copies of Witchcrafter Unveiling. This special summons a Witchcrafter from hand, so it can get your big guys out quite easily if you draw them. But also it has the added effect where your opponent can't respond to spellcaster monsters for the rest of the turn, which helps play around Ash, because Ash is the bane of this deck's existence, because you tribute your monster that you've normal summoned for cost and you discard a spell for cost. So it's just a -2 if you get ashed and you've lost your normal summon. So 3 copies of this, really important. 3 copies of Creation, this is your searcher, just adds a Witchcrafter monster. Just a quick thing, all the Witchcrafter spells add themselves back to hand if they haven't been used that turn, as long as you control a Witchcrafter monster. So if you've discarded them, they'll come back. If you've activated them, they won't come back. So 3 copies of Creation. And then you have to play some 1-offs because you do want just more fuel for your Golden Lord. 1 Draping. It's okay. It bounces back row. Quick effect though, so you can use it like in your opponent's end phase, like bounce the guy. And then obviously it'd come back in your end phase because you used it in their turn. 1 copy of Holiday, it's just a monster bound for Witchcrafters. Again, comes back. A lot of these you don't tend to activate unless you really need, you just want to keep discarding them over and over for like Golden Lord or for Pitore or whatever. So 1 copy of that. 1 copy of By Street. This and the other continuous spell both have slightly different effects. So instead of them coming back to the hand, they come back to the field instead. But from the field, they can be tributed as a discard instead for any of your spellcaster monsters. So ones that require a discard, you can just send instead. But then this one's actual effect is if a spellcaster will be destroyed by battle or card effect, it's not destroyed the first time. So really cool bit of protection. Stops like Ghost, Ogre and other nonsense as well. 1 copy of Scroll. All the same conditions before about being activated back to the field rather than coming back to hand. But this one, when I destroy a monster by battle, I draw a card. Really cool. 2 copies of Prosperity. With it being a spell, it does have a lot of synergy, and also sometimes you really need to dig through the deck. So 2 copies of this. 1 copy of Upstart Goblin, exactly the same, just another spell that you can activate. I was playing this even when I had 41 cards, but I managed to cut it down to 40 because it just felt wrong. But you do need a lot of spells for the deck. 1 Called by the Grave. If you get ashed, you're probably going to lose because it is so negative. You just lose so much advantage because you don't even control a Witchcrafter at the end, so you don't even get to add your spells back. So you probably just lose if you get ashed. So Called by. 3 copies of Scarlet Sanguine. This is absolutely insane. Just summons a Golden Lord from deck and then banish it in a different turn from the graveyard to set a golden land. So that could be either Conch or Haquero. Really cool, just sort of a grind engine, gets you to your guy. 3 Conquistador. It's a trap monster, level 5. So you would flip this when you control Golden Lord to summon it, and then you get to destroy a card without targeting. And then in the graveyard you can banish it, obviously not in the same turn you've activated it, and then set a Sanguine from deck. So really cool. 2 copies of Haquero, similar sort of thing to Conquistador, again level 5. So you flip it while you control Golden Lord, and then you get to banish card from grave. Again, banish from grave to set a Sanguine, so really cool. Then for the best Eldlich card, 3 Skill Drain. I think this card is absolutely insane. It doesn't really hit the Witchcrafters because all your big ones are big anyway, and all your small ones tribute for cost. So again, they can just use their effects under Skill Drain very easily. Doesn't hit Eldlich at all. Really cool, helps slow the game down to a sort of more manageable pace. So that's it for the main deck. Onto the extra deck. I would be playing the Magistus Link 1, but it is very expensive, so I'm playing the next best thing sort of thing. So 1 Link Karibo, so you can actually link off your Jenny for this, because sometimes you just need to get them engraved to use the grave effects. The Magistus Link 1 could do up to all of them, but I don't have it. So 1 copy of Link Karibo. 1 copy of Relinquished Anima, exactly the same as Link Karibo, just for going second. In case your opponent misplays, you can just sometimes out stuff. 1 copy of Almirage, so again, just gets rid of your normal summon to the grave if you don't actually have a spell to tribute, but you need to copy one in grave, for example. So 1 Almirage. The only one you can't use as a Link 1 material is Shmieta, because it's got 1800 attack and it's level 4. But I mean, the card's like £20 for Magistus Link, so I think I'll wait for a reprint. The there's really not that much you need to play in the extra deck that I can think of. I just went for a load of Link 2 so I can keep linking off my Golden Lord and keep bringing it back. So just this, it has 17, it points down. I really don't know what else to play. One Akashic Magician, when it's summoned, bounces stuff it points to. So I mean, I guess I could bounce a Golden Lord if I really needed to. Save linking it off and adding it back, I can just bounce it to get the send effect straight away. Also I can bounce their cards. For the Nightmare package, you probably can't climb this high ever, but I mean it might happen. Just again, I mean you're playing a skill drain deck, you might as well play him because I mean there's nothing else to play. Probably just going to banish it all off Prosperity anyway. So 3 of these, 1 of each even. No one access code. I don't think I've ever made this. You could feasibly make it, but it's never happened. And then because all your traps are level 5, 1 Pleiades. Just a quick effect bounce, really good. 1 M7 because you can just put it on top of Pleiades. 1 Gaia Dragon. You're getting into the weeds there, but you can sort of put this on top of the M7. So then it actually gives you enough materials for a 4 material Zeus, even if you've activated the Pleiades. That's the idea. There is literally nothing else to put in this extra deck. So yeah, you can make a 5 material Zeus or a 4 material if you've used Pleiades. Obviously the Zeus, really cool card, needs no explanation. And lastly, we've got the Gustav Max. Because it is a rank 10, you can make it with 2 Eldlich if you go into time or whatever, or you just need to be able to put lethal on board. And lastly, 1 Choo Choo Train Juggernaut Max, becomes 6,000, can attack twice. So it's basically an OTK if they have a couple of monsters out. Really cool card. So that's it for the extra deck. I've not done a side deck because I've not took this to a tournament, so I can't speak to how well the side deck worked. So please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.